came to reflexology through my own healing journey. Living with borderline personality disorder meant that my emotions often felt so out of control. They were intense, overwhelming, powerful enough to hijack my entire body, my thoughts, my relationships, the ability to function. And it wasn't just emotional, it was psychological. My nervous system was constantly in a state of survival mode. It was like the script for my life was seeing through the lens that I was not worth staying for and that I was being abandoned. When I felt this way, something would just take over my entire body. It would react, my thoughts would attach meaning to things instantly, and my hormones would surge. My nervous system drove the experience, not logic and intention. I felt called to reflexology before I even fully understood why. But as I studied it, practiced it, and worked with people, something became really clear. Reflexology directly works with the control panel of the body, which is your nervous system. The nervous system governs how we perceive threats or safety, how we attach meaning to experiences, how hormones are released, and how emotions are generated and sustained, and the body decides whether it can heal or whether it must protect. I learned to understand my thought patterns and beliefs, the emotional responses, and because of that, I started to experience some clarity, regulation, and a peace that I had never really known before. Not because life became easier, but because I finally, for the first time, understood that the body must learn safety in order for you to feel safe. What reflexology does is it kind of gives you that boost so that in the beginning you have some sort of control over how you feel and what you do. Reflexology and what it really does and why it's deeper than just relaxation is because it's not just a feel good massage, although it does feel amazing and people feel relaxed. They can experience less pain and more ease in their body. But what's really happening underneath is far more profound than just relaxation. Reflexology communicates directly with the nervous system and it sends one essential message: you are safe. The body essentially has two primary states of being, which is either the sympathetic nervous system or the parasympathetic. Safety, where you can nurture and grow and heal, or protection, where you feel like the body must stay vigilant, alert, and prepared for a threat. These states are governed by the automatic nervous system. When the body perceives the need to protect, whether it be emotional, mental, or physical, it shifts into that fight or flight sympathetic mode in which the state of the body is now stress hormones increasing, cortisol is rising, digestion and repair are suppressed, and muscles tense while the breath shortens. Thoughts become more fast and reactive, and the body prioritizes survival over healing. This response is not wrong, it's just that it's protective. When the body stays in this place for too long, what happens is that you become exhausted, inflamed, and dysregulated. When the body receives the message of safety, when the nervous system receives a clear signal that it can go into that parasympathetic state, the body can finally let down its constant defense. The stress hormones then decrease, digestion and repair systems activate, and then the emotional reactivity will soften while the mind becomes more clear. Now the healing process can finally be possible. This is the state in which the body restores and balances resilience and regulation. The missing piece that I find that most people don't realize is that reflexology and other somatic practices can help the body enter into the sense of safety, but it's really our thoughts and our beliefs and the emotional patterns that determine whether the body can stay in that place. Because the mind, if it continues to signal and pressure and fear and self criticism, threats, and a sense of dis-ease, the nervous system cannot relax even after a relaxing session. This is why lasting change comes from both supporting the nervous system physically and at the same time understanding that the internal patterns that we have shape how safety is perceived. Reflexology opens the door to regulation, but it's really the awareness and the intentional thought processes that help keep that door open. Here's what I believe to be the missing link. I recently worked with someone who was doing everything right for their health. They were researching and trying, working really hard, and yet they felt so discouraged and maybe even a bit resentful because it seemed to them that while they were doing all this, people were doing far less and feeling a lot better than they were. This is where reflexology can reveal something crucial. The body doesn't always respond to effort. It responds to perceived safety. So if your thoughts and your beliefs and your emotional patterns are signaling to your body that there's pressure, that there's fear, injustice, self-criticism, or a need for hypervigilance, then the nervous system stays on guard. Even when you are doing everything right, it is trying to fight and protect. Reflexology kind of slows that system down enough to listen to why is the body responding this way? What does it believe it's protecting me from? And what patterns are reinforcing this state of stress instead of safety? This is not about blame. It's about understanding and understanding your body. My work is to help people to feel not just healthy, but sovereign within their own bodies. It's not just about becoming symptom free. And it's not just a relaxing hour, but it's the ability to say, I understand how my body works, and I can influence how I feel and what I do. I'm not at the mercy of my nervous system. Reflexology opens that door. But remember, it's our thoughts and it's our awareness and the belief systems that we have that can decide what happens next. So when the body feels safe, truly safe, healing follows both physically and mentally. Reflexology works with the nervous system, which, as we know, is the control panel of the body. So my approach is rooted in the understanding of how thoughts, beliefs, and emotional patterns can influence whether the body feels safe enough to heal. Regulation is about balance, not always staying calm. Reflexology isn't just about relaxation, it's about regulation. The body was not designed to constantly stay in a state of rest, but it was also never meant to stay in a state of survival. We live both a full, demanding life that we need drive, alertness, and the ability to respond to challenges. That's what the sympathetic state does. It allows us to act, protect, perform, engage with the world. But when that work is done, the body must be able to return back to that safety, back to repair, and back to restoration. This is the natural rhythm: activation followed by recovery. That's how the nervous system was designed to function. So when this flow is interrupted, the body is staying on for far too long and healing is delayed. That's when stress and disease accumulates in the body. Reflexology supports this return. The nervous system feels safe, clarity improves, stress hormones will settle, and the body can finally do what it was designed to do, which is relax, heal, and restore, so that I can go back out and meet life with strength and resilience. Why this matters and where reflexology fits is that it helps reset that nervous system so that it can move fluidly between action and rest instead of getting stuck in the survival state. It's not about escaping life, it's about supporting the body so that it can show up well for life. If this resonates with you, reflexology might be the support that your nervous system has been asking for. At Light of Souls Reflexology, sessions are designed to help your body move out of that state of constant stress and back into the balance so that we can recover, restore, and function as you were designed to do. This work supports real life, real stress, and real healing.